Then we have to split the data set into two parts, that is training and testing. So we are manually splitting. We are not using any cycle length as a training data. That slicing function of list, we just put a column. The first 80% will be goes to training data set, and remaining go to testing data set. So 800 documents in the testing data, training data, and 199 in the testing data. And the review, there is we have review, and the other fields are not required. ID or index number, that are not required. So the features are the review, that is the pure text, and the sentiment, the value output is the corresponding sentiment. So we have X train, Y train, X test, and Y test. So everything is ready. Now, as it is a text document, we have to do some pre-processing. We have to apply something, because it is actually the review collected from some online sites. So normally it is an HTML text. It has some HTML tag or some other web-based or some other metadata information. So we have to remove them. There is a package called Beautiful Soup. So we use Beautiful Soup to extract the original text from the HTML text. It will remove it will clean the data. Like before applying this step, there may be some tag like this one. So after applying this Beautiful Soup, you will get the data without these additional tags. Then these are text, like the review. You can see some sample review with all the stuff going down with. So these are reviews in English. Actually, you require for neural network or whatever deep learning approach, you require these features as real values. So you need to convert this data into a real values. That process is normally called embedding or vectorization, or you can say embedding. You are converting this value, this word, into a corresponding vector. So that process is called embedding. So there is a concept called word embedding or word to vec, where we are converting a word into corresponding vector that depends on the context of the word. And the word context is defined by the surrounding word. So suppose this is the text, the embedding, the embedding or the algorithm, the embedding corresponding to algorithm depends on the proximity, that is word embedding, the this related words in this text, also in the corpus. That is not depend on the current text, that depends also on the corpus. There are many embeddings available, word to vec embeddings are available. Any embedding data sets available like Wikipedia or PubMed specific to biological data, or some news article, Shakespeare embedding. There are many data sets that provide this embedding. So we can directly use that embedding into our model. So we are using tokenizer and paired sequence. So we just take the data, we tokenize the data. We are learning the embedding for both training and testing data. We will take the total reviews and apply the embedding tokenizer. First, we will find the tokens using this fit function. Then we will compute the vocabulary size. Here is the embedding layer. Embedding is the class. We will learn the embedding corresponding to the vocabulary. For each word in the token, that is for each token in the training data, we will learn an embedding. So it will be converted into the corresponding embedding dimension. We can say each word will be represented by a 100-dimensional vector. Okay, so as it is a text domain, text data, we have to find the embedding. So we have an additional layer. We load the data, split into training and test that. We find the embedding. So the neural network model will be like that. We will have the input text. We will tokenize the data and find the embedding layer. We will find the embedding from here. Then we are, as it is a text data, the meaning of the text that depends on the sequence of words. So each meaning is depends on the sequence of words. So each word depends on the previous word. So the output, the total output, if you are computing the total output, that depends on the previous word. So there should be a recurrent relation between the input features. But in a normal feed forward network or CNN model, this dependency is not there. We assume all the pixel values are independent. We are just making them independently. We are just computing them independently, the values. But here, the words have some dependency. So we need recurrence. So we are using a recurrent model, RNN. And RNN can be two types. There are two major classes. One is LSTM, long short-term memory, and gated recurrent neurals are there, network are there. So the LSTM, we are using an LSTM layer because what LSTM means, when we are computing the recurrence relation, the question is how much thing it should be remembered up to what, because when we are computing the dependency, we are considering the dependency up to what length the dependency should be considered. That is the question. If we are learning, we are remembering all the past history, that will be a huge memory constraint. So we will remove something, we will forget something which are not important, we will remember only the things which are important. So LSTM is long short-term memory. It have an input net gate, an output gate, and forget gate. So input will take some input. It will select the something to be remembered, and other will be forget. Other will be removed from the next level, which not be considered in the next level of recurrent unit. And finally, we have an output layer. So using Keras, we can construct this network like this. From Keras, we are importing the models. Then from Keras, we import the layers. Thus the model object. We are adding the layer. First layer is embedding layer that will take input from the text. We tokenize the data. We will get an embedding corresponding to each word input. The next layer is a bidirectional LSTM. There are unidirectional LSTM also. So just simply an LSTM. So if you want to take an LSTM layer, we can just take LSTM of from the layers function, layers.lstm. It will add a LSTM unit or recurrent unit into the layer. Then output, the output of LSTM will be given to an output layer that have only one dense layer, and it will predict the output 1. That means a sigmoid value. Based on the threshold value, we can say whether it is positive or negative. If it is above 0.5, we can say it is high, it is positive review, otherwise it is negative review. The remaining portion is very similar. We have compiled the model. Here we have only two category, 0 and 1. So we use binary cross entropy. Here is a summary of the model. We can get the summary. Then train the model using train function, fit function. No other difference. We are just training the model. Then evaluate the model. The model accuracy is around 73%. So this is very simple example of how you can apply this neural network based learning on unstructured data, especially from text domain. I will just go through the steps again. We'll start with this step, sentiment analysis. Load the data set. If you are Colab, you need to do this step, or as in the previous step, you have to mount the data. You copy the data into your location. Then load the data set using pandas. Just review the data. Split into training and test data. As it is a text data, you have to apply some pre-processing. You remove the tags. Learn the embedding using embedding layer, word embedding layer, word to word globe. There are many embedding appeared. By default, it uses word embedding in the Keras, or you can define your own embedding in a neural network, but it is not required because we have already well-learned embeddings are available, so that you can use in your method. Then build the model. This is the architecture. We have input layer, then embedding layer, then an LSTM layer followed by an output layer. You can add more layer. If you want one more dense layer, you can add here if you are interested. Then learn the model, compile the model, train the model using fit function, evaluate the model. Clear? I will share the document. So I am sharing the link in chat box. You can make a copy of this in your Colab and you can work on that data set. You can download it. You may require the data set. I will which data set it is. Review short.tc. So you can access this one. So this link has the data set. You can try to download it, this data set. Please make sure it is accessible, it is downloadable. This basic you can build any deep learning model. You can understand any deep learning model. So for that understanding, we take three categories of work. The first one is an image kind of data. It is actually say we can say semi-structured data. We can take the pixel as the features, and you can develop a model and develop a neural network model for image classification. Then in the second example, we take a more structured data. It's very comfort to work with such structured data. The problem will be the size may be very high. Here it is only 768 data, but you can expect millions of data like in the structured manner. If you are taking stock price, stock market values for 10 years or the population data for past 5 years. So the data set may be very large. You need that much computational efficiency, like high performance systems or something to GPU based system to work on that kind of data. So the data size will be very high, but it is very structured data. You can easily analyze the data. The problem will be very clear there. But in the third class, that is text mining related work, it is huge data. The data is such data is very prominent because most of the information are written in text, in web or in messages, in Facebook posts, wherever we are. The most common way of representing the information. The information is available in data is available in form of text. So text is purely unstructured. There is no specification on features. We have to extract the features. We say words are the features, but the importance of words depend on many other things, like context may be there. The personal subject, it is very subjective personal. There are many other like colloquial things are there, or the cultural impact will be there. So there are a lot of other impacts that make the domain more complex. So if you are interested, you can work on text mining related. I think that is both challenging as well as interesting. Machine learning or deep learning applications for language text mining and computational linguistic works. In that data set, we take an example, we take a specific problem, a well-known but still open problem, sentiment analysis. Given a text document, we have to identify the sentiment based on the word features. We haven't considered any other features like context or other impact. There's a movie review data. Instead of writing good or bad, the people write some words to express their feeling, express their sentiment. So based on that words, we have to, or the sentence, we have to identify the sentiment of the document. That is challenging. So for that, we are constructing a neural net model. Features are words in the document. So words cannot be directly fed into any machine learning model. We have to convert them into a real values. So real value conversion, we are using a method called embedding. Each word will be converted into an embedding. Then we use the embedded vectors as the first layer. That is the features. Then this embedding given to an hidden layers of LSTM or recurrent neural network normally. Then followed by we have an output layer that predict the sentiment score. That is the model we have designed. Then the later part is very similar. We will train the model, we will evaluate the model, we will get the accuracy. We can change some parameters to increase the accuracy. In essence, the pipeline is very same, whatever it is, neural network or traditional classification model. We have to load the data, then just understand the data, know your data, split into training and testing data, then create the model, train the model, and finally test the data, evaluate the model. If evaluation is the results are not satisfactory, change the model and again work on it. Okay, so the procedure, the pipeline is very same. You can similar, you can apply on any other problem. You have to first understand the problem, apply the pipeline, take the appropriate model and work on the problem. So this is a general overview of how you are developing my machine learning projects.